After I left the coroner's job and wrapped up my national lecture and consulting tour on gangs, after years of airports, hotel conference rooms, and late-night strategy sessions, I came back to my hometown of North Little Rock. I took on a role in the mayor's office, serving as the director of youth services. That job brought plenty of challenges and victories, but one of my fondest memories from that era didn't come from a youth program or a city meeting. It came from the water. You see, I was also the mayor's liaison to a project that had nothing to do with gangs or crime and everything to do with history, pride, and a little bit of Arkansas grit. The mission? To bring two World War II-era Navy vessels, the submarine USS Razorback and the tugboat USS HOGA, right here to Arkansas, lay them in the river to be the anchors of what became the Arkansas Inland Maritime Museum. That job brought me into contact with all kinds of people, but none quite like Shorty Hagerman. When I first met him, Shorty gave me the kind of respect you give someone because you're supposed to, not because you want to. He had the wary attitude of a sailor toward, in his words, anyone wearing a white shirt with scrambled eggs on their hat. He wasn't rude, just focused on his duties as master-at-arms of the museum, a title he wore like a badge of honor. Weeks turned into months, and one early morning I was walking down the gangway to the submarine when Shorty snapped to attention, and he gave me a crisp salute and he said, "Good morning, my hero." That's when I learned he had found out about my past, my years as Pulaski County coroner during the gang wars of the early 90s, when Little Rock's homicide rate rivaled New York and Los Angeles. Someone had shown him the award-winning HBO documentary, Gang War, Banging in Little Rock, and he had seen the scene where I was standing just yards away from a drive-by shooting. From that day forward, every time he saw me, Shorty would salute and say, "Good morning, my hero." And I'd return the salute and I'd tell him, "No, sir, you're the hero." Like many young men did when the war began, Shorty lied about his age so he could enlist. He was just 16 years old when he went to war. He served on the USS Lexington, working the flight line on the cable and hook that caught planes as they landed. It was dangerous, punishing work, and over time in that job, he broke nearly all of his fingers but never missed a single landing. He fought in every battle of the Coral Sea but one while aboard the Lexington. And when he came home, Shorty didn't slow down. He rode bulls in the rodeo, and he loved to dance, especially at the American Legion and the VFW, where he won dance contests, and the ladies literally lined up to take a spin with him. He'd been a cowboy, a carnival hand, a truck driver. He loved showing off the Razorback, even though he had been an aircraft carrier man. He loved the Patriot Guard, riding with them to honor fallen heroes, and he loved his late wife most of all. The way he spoke of her with tenderness and devotion could stop you in your tracks. And when needed, Shorty could string together more cuss words than almost anyone I've ever met. It's a gift I've found that many Navy veterans possess, an ability to weave profanity into an art form. If you want to immerse yourself in real history, you need to visit the Arkansas Inland Maritime Museum. The USS HOGA is the last surviving tugboat that was in Pearl Harbor during the attack on December 7, 1941, and the Razorback was one of the U.S. submarines that sat in Tokyo Bay when Japan surrendered. The beginning and the ending. Once while I was giving a tour of the Razorback to some VIPs, one of them, a former commander of the vessel, told me that if he could find him 10 good men to get her ready, he'd take her to sea again. And I believed him. The Razorback is still nearly 100% a working submarine. Shorty passed away in 2008 after what I can only call a Shorty-style battle with cancer, stubborn, tough, and full of fight. I miss him. And to my friend I say, go in peace, pal. You're back with your sweet bride. I will never forget him. He and men like him are the reason we are free. To those of you listening who wore the uniform, whether at sea, in the air, or on the ground, I salute you. You understand the bond between shipmates, between brothers and sisters in service, and you know what it means to honor those who've gone before us. A coroner's memory isn't just about my years in death investigation. It's about the people I've met along the way, from the streets of Little Rock during the gang wars, to the deck of a submarine, to a dance floor where a World War II sailor could still sweep every partner off her feet. If you've enjoyed this memory of my friend Shorty, I invite you to join me for the other stories in this series right here on the 501 Coroner channel. Until next time, fair winds and following seas, and this has been a Coroner's Memory.